Shalom, friends. So there's nothing like this in our calendar. It's completely unique. Because it's a leap year and we have 2 months of Adar, Adar Rishon, Adar Sheni, the first Adar, the second Adar, we also have 2 Purims. This week we're going to have mini Purim, Purim Katan, little Purim. And then a month later we'll have the real Purim. The real Purim always has to be exactly a month before Pesach. The sages say in the Talmud, these 2 redemptions, the redemption of Purim, when we're saved from annihilation, and the redemption of Pesach, when we're saved from slavery, have to be on consecutive full moons. So that means this month, Adar Rishon, the first Adar, when we have mini Purim, Purim Katan, it's not quite the real thing. So what do we do? And how are we supposed to, or how can we grow from Purim Katan? What's the opportunity that it gives us? Well, the sages say in the Mishnah, it's the oldest layer of rabbinic code. They say that there's actually no difference between mini Purim and real Purim, except reading the Megillah and gifts to the poor. Meaning, on the real Purim, we also do those things, but on mini Purim, we don't. So what do we do? Well, we still have 2 other mitzvot, 2 other opportunities to connect from Purim that we do according to the Mishnah. That is Mishloch Manot, sending portions or gifts to friends, community members, those people we want to connect with maybe. And also Mishteh, feasting, partying. The Talmud says a person should get so inebriated, so intoxicated on Purim, they no longer know the difference between blessed is Mordechai and cursed is Haman. They go ad delo yada, that means above the usual level of consciousness or awareness to a higher state than our usual level. So we are invited by the Mishnah at least to do that. But when it comes time to codify this in halakha and Jewish law and practice down the generations, there are disagreements. Some rabbis are very nervous about the fact we even have to do that once. And in fact, they try and say that we shouldn't even be doing it fully once and try and kind of find all kinds of loopholes and ways to minimize it, because it's very threatening to an institutionalized religion to have people entering such a state of consciousness and to do so deliberately on a festival day as a religious practice. It's very countercultural. It's very dangerous. So doing it on an extra festival day, on Purim Katan, on mini Purim, a month before, on the rehearsal day really, is something that some rabbis discourage. Rabbi Moshe Isserles, great Ashkenazi legal authority, he says in his gloss, his commentary on the Shulchan Aruch, the great code of Jewish law, he says, we maybe shouldn't do it fully, but there are those who are strict about it, who say we should, whose opinion we should take seriously. He's talking about feasting and partying, potentially getting inebriated. So he says, maybe we should increase a little bit in our rejoicing and in the state of consciousness, in the change of state of consciousness that may go with that. Now, very interestingly, he ends his commentary on the Shulchan Aruch, on the Code of Jewish Law, on that section of it there. That's where the that section of Jewish practice comes to an end. And he ends it with a verse that says, somebody with a good heart, Tov Lev, Mishteh Tamid. It's like they're always experiencing a party. Somebody with a good heart is like always experiencing a party. That's a verse from Proverbs 15. So it's fascinating because he also started his commentary to the Shulchan Aruch, to that section of it, with a similar verse from the book of Psalms that also has the word tamid in it. Tamid means always, continuously. So that verse that he began his commentary with is Shiviti Hashem Lenegdi Tamid. And commentators point out that there's a beautiful relationship between these 2 verses, which really gives us a beautiful message for Purim Katan, for mini Purim, for our spiritual work this week, which is if we can work on cultivating an awareness and a sensitivity to the fact that actually the Ein Sof, the Infinite One, is truly always present in us, with us, in every moment. Of course, we're not always aware of that, but this is saying that's our job, that's our work, to try and cultivate that awareness. And if we can do that, then we can be one of these people described by the verse in Proverbs that says, somebody with a Tov Lev, somebody with a good heart, Mishteh Tamid. It's like they're always at a party. Because through the ups and downs of life, and we all obviously know about those, we can feel nonetheless like there is something that gives us some kind of sense of security, something that is holding us, something that is with us, something we can rely on. And that is very closely related to simcha. We call it joy usually, simcha, but simcha can also be this sense of inner safety and resilience and okayness that we can learn to depend on, that we can learn to cultivate more and more of, even through challenging experiences. And that's a key theme of Adar. And since we have 2 Adars this year, we have an opportunity to cultivate even more of that. As we go through the rehearsal Purim, the mini Purim, it's really just an opportunity to grow in these ways, so that when we get to the real one, and then to the liberation of Pesach afterwards, we're that much more developed, and we can go that much further. We can be that much more liberated and that much more renewed. It's really an amazing opportunity for rebirth this whole season. May it be so. May you have a joyful and connective and generative Purim Katan.